This is how you can run a web agency and scale it well and outsource some of the work, so you can do all the fun parts like doing maybe the designs and also doing the selling and the marketing jobs, and not actually developing everything from scratch. Also, this is a video where you can get the entire pack of information regarding how you do it, what things you need, what kind of softwares, and how the process will go. I run myself a web agency and a marketing agency called Sensio, and basically this is my protocol, what we do, what my 10 years of experience have taught me, that I will showcase you in just a few minutes. So take some notes and see how we actually make this happen with a minor effort on your part, so you can scale your agency. So first off, we have to look into Figma. So when we have a new client, we actually need to develop some kind of design up front. So let's say you actually want, let's say you have a new client coming in and you don't really know what to offer them, but you want to showcase some of it. Maybe you do not have a portfolio already, but you want to showcase how good you are. What we do sometimes with big clients, we actually go in and design a draft website for the client out of some of our templates that we can showcase the client up front. That does not take a long time in our end. Also, I think we can actually outsource if you want to do that on the long run. So basically, this is what we do to actually close more clients, and also when we get the clients in the door, we have a better relationship with them because we actually use time inside of Figma. We basically develop and design, we do not develop, we only design the website and everything in here. And when the client is happy with what we made, we basically launch the site, start developing it, maybe outsource it, someone else can do it. But in my own company, I make the development and we maybe outsource a couple of times, but not a lot. Most of the time, actually some team we already have on board. So I'll just showcase you how this process looks. Normally we start with a wireframe, some of the bigger clients. So in that case, we will do a wireframe up front. That means that we basically explain to the client what happens in every single step to get a good conversion website. Because what we're selling with a web agency is we are selling a plan for improvement of revenue. We're not selling a website, we're selling a result and a plan, and we need them to buy on the plan. Also, we need to stabilize that we are the authority in the agreement regarding that we are the professionals, we have done the work, we know what works regarding of the research we have made. And we know that if you implement these conversion optimization things through the website, it actually makes more money. So that could be social proof. It could also be speed. It could also be that it's more user friendly. The mobile version is better, and so on, so on. This is what we need to present to the client up front. So basically what we can do here is make a wireframe, explain what happens on all the steps. What I do myself is we basically make this. There's also some softwares out there like Reloom. That is great for something like this, that makes it so easy with AI. So if you just go to Reloom, here we go. So basically we can go into Reloom and just ask Reloom to do this entire process. Before we did it ourselves, now we can ask Reloom to actually use AI, and then we just type in the right prompt, what we want, and it actually shoots out a pretty good idea of what it should have in the design draft with the wireframe. So then we can take what we like, what we don't like in a few minutes, and then we're off to the call right after that. So in this case, let's see here. We're basically explaining the entire website without any design. And afterwards, we explain them also in each point, what is important here. That is note for ourselves and also notes so we can show them there's a plan regarding the design. In this case, this is one of our clients, and you can see the design process we started with. We actually made a bunch of different design layouts, and that was before we actually managed how to do this the right way. So here you can go in and make it different color patterns. So we actually started out with the red because that is the main color. Then we went to blue, then we went to green. And actually in the end, we actually ended out something a bit lighter with a design you can see if we go here. So this actually ends up with a design something like this, but with a little bit lighter of a header. It's way more light in the real website today. But this is actually what they agree on. If we go in here, we can see that here we actually made the plan, we designed the plan. They said, yes, this is what we want. We did this in a few hours as well, researching how the front page should be. When they're happy with the front page, let's see here, for example, let's say this is the front page. if they are happy with the front page we develop, or well, we designed, not develop, then we would move on. If not, then we will stick and make different front page designs to make sure that it actually fits their needs. So then we started blue, different colors with the buttons, green, then we did this way with a bit red and dark because they had a red tone in the logo. And if you look here, we also made different sections for services. And in the end, I actually was quite happy with the last one. They just want a little bit lighter version. So that means that, okay, now we agreed on the design. Now we can make the rest of the pages. So then we went in to make the rest. So we can see here, these ones are pretty much the same with the colors. And that means that our job could be way more efficient. And if you look here, this is actually how it looks when we actually make the design. So we actually do the entire design for this client. This is a bigger client. That means we actually designed more than we would usually. And also to make sure that they're happy with all the pages. When they say, yes, this is complete, we basically take this and we have it on mail, they accept this is the design. That means now we have an agreement. I can take this and I can send it out to someone to develop, and I can also develop it myself to almost the pixels that is inside of this Figma file. What also works is some of our other clients. We can see here, this is one of our newer clients we also launched something for. And if you see that this is like the first design draft we came with, we scroll down, this is actually how it looks. And if you go to the next one, we see that there's a few changes with the colors, but it's very close to actually what we did in the first place. So basically that we first design the first step, the front page. When that is accepted, we do the rest. This is also a bigger project. That means we actually make a bit more designs because this is valued higher. If you look at some of the easier projects, if you look at something like this is also one we have not closed as client. This is just like a design draft we did up front really quick. Took some images, changed some colors with some backgrounds through one of our templates, and we make this front page like pretty simple, very easy, and it's also very modern, better than what they had already. And then we will go into the design talk afterwards if they landed as a client. Also, this works for a bunch of our clients that we basically give them something up front. See, this is what we have made. It doesn't take a lot of time. And if you just look at, this is a lawyer firm, for example, this is one of our basic templates that people can buy for pretty low price. And we just insert the logo, the text, everything inside of this. And now they can see that they have their own website in the end. But there's different versions of it, as you can see. So we have actually also developed these websites with Elementor and WordPress. That means that when people come in, we have some design packages from the low end to the high end. And in the low end, we actually want it to be so simple as possible. And also that people can buy it. We will just change the colors, insert a logo and so on. And then it's almost finished from there. It's very easy. And if they accept let's say it's a bigger client and they accept the contract, then we go in here and we just do some couple of changes. This is like the basic design. We also have a couple of other designs. So I would recommend for you, if you own an agency or want to own a web agency that wants to earn more than $10,000 a month, you need to put up systems. Systems are extremely important because you don't want to sell your time. You want to be as efficient as possible. And if it makes sense and you sell things to a high value, you can outsource some of it, or you can hire staff to do this for yourself. Basically, if you make a template for the basic websites, for the more advanced and also the very advanced websites, and then you develop those afterwards, you will see that you have to develop 3 websites, one advanced, medium and basic, and the design of all 3. And those 3 you can run out of, like you can just pump them out so quickly. And then you can focus on your marketing instead. And also maybe doing you can almost call them templates. They aren't templates, but you have spent so much time in the SEO fundament, also in the design, it's great on mobile, on tablet. So this is a great opportunity for you just to like run way quicker with your agency. Next step is basically, now you have the Reloom, you use that function. You also have designed it with Figma. You land the client, let's say it's a basic client, that's probably what you will get most of. Then you basically want to book a meeting right after. You always want to talk about what you will do when they accept it. When they have accepted it, take an intro meeting with them, ask them some questions, make the intro design very quick, and then we can develop the rest of the site. Sometimes a basic website for me is more like less than half a day of work. And that's a great margin as well. So that means I can focus a lot of my time on growing my agency instead of working inside of my agency. So of course we would like to get some employees, we would like to outsource some of this stuff, but we want the quality to be extremely high. So we need to make the fundament. I recommend always to make your own fundament first, your own, you can say, service. Like, this is why people come back. You want people to pay you every month, and they have service packages. They can buy SEO, and in our case, we also do marketing, Meta ads and Google ads, and also some tracking setups. So if I was you, I can just really quick go into our own website. People will come in here and they will contact us because we delivered a great service up front. And afterwards they will come back and ask for another service. Maybe they can refer us to someone else. So we will always give them a little bit more than they asked for, because we put the work already from the, you can say, from we started the company. Like, we made all the templates great, better than what other people are selling. And if you're not really, you don't really feel like it's a great product you're selling with the website, then please go in and just change the last few things. So we have a lot of companies calling us back when we did work, and also that we are upselling different things. So sometimes it makes sense to have a lower package. So if you know something like someone like Alex Hermosi, it's so important that you have some smaller packages that you can upsell later on. In the beginning, I made this big mistake in my agency that I wish you guys do not have to make, is that we wanted to sell extremely high-end website, because that is what I'm great at, creating so expensive websites and web shops that just run really quick and have a high revenue stream. But that is actually not where most of the clients are. Most of the clients are looking for the medium and the basics. So if you have that solution and you can scale it up and help the company all the way up, that is actually a better strategy and more safe strategy, with more client flow and a cheaper client flow. Because you are a solo man, or maybe you have a small team. Normally the big whales, they will go out and they will take the big agencies with maybe 20, 30, 50 staff that can just deliver. Of course, they're more pricey, but they also can see that they can say that they know what they're doing, because they've grown that big and they have a lot of good references. So this is how you can just run really quick with your agency. And if you want to know how I run my agency better, also if you want to spar a little bit, I recommend you guys join the Performance Hub. So we have the Performance Hub, if I can spell. So this is a free Discord group with a free community for web and marketing agencies that can come in and we can just sit and chat. I will be in there a lot when I'm working, and sometimes you guys can join in there as well, and we can just have a chat. So the idea here is just to get a bunch of killers that want to work, and we can learn from each other, and I can be in there sometimes as well and give you guys some of my tips with more than 10 years of experience that I have in my backpacking. In my pockets. So this is what I would basically want when I was starting out. So that's why I have made this community. And if you're quick at joining, you can see that you will have a lot more time with me right now, because we do not that many members. It's quite new. So let me know if you guys got something out of it, and see you guys next time.